Former President Donald Trump apparently had a difficult time believing that black congressional staffers were there for other reasons than to be his personal waiters. In fact, according to an advanced copy of the New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman's book, Confidence Man, Trump had assumed that a group of congressional staffers were simply waiters, and then told them, go get me some food. Hey, you, waiter, get me a Diet Coke and a hamburger, okay? Now, Reince Priebus, who was White House chief of staff at the time, told Trump that they were not waiters. They were actually congressional aides. Now, I guess maybe it was a surprise to Trump to see black people as congressional aides to Republicans. I guess maybe you don't see that very often. But still, yes, it might be a small thing, but it does show you the assumptions. Now, of course, afterwards, after he told Trump that, hey, they're not actually waiters, Priebus then went to go find the waiters for Trump. Beta male. Just saying. But look, again, we'll get to the important thing, which is the assumptions, okay? Why is it that the black people that were there were immediately singled out and considered to be waitstaff? Seems rather strange, right? Well, because in his mind, that's their only role, to serve him in all of the menial tasks. Again, this isn't just a case of implicit bias, which absolutely exists, but no, it's more than that. Donald Trump has a history of racist, sexist, and xenophobic behavior. Part of that is, played out a long time ago, all the way back in the early 2000s, publicly, because if you can remember at that time, he was asking about Obama's, not birth certificate afterwards, but his college transcripts. This is what he said during an interview with the Associated Press on Obama. I heard he was a terrible student. Terrible. How does a bad student go to Columbia and then go to Harvard? I'm thinking about it. I'm certainly looking into it. Let him show his records. Let's see the college transcripts. That's what he's asking from. That's what he was asking from Obama. Now, look, Obama graduated from Columbia University in 1983 with a degree in political science after transferring from Occidental College in California. He went on to Harvard Law, where he graduated magna cum laude in 1991 and was the first black president of the Harvard Law Review. Very smart person, okay? Incredibly intelligent, very hardworking, in college. Okay. But see, Trump, he didn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Not at all. No. He said, a lot of people want to see his college transcripts. Trump said in an interview with CNBC, they're not looking at his marks, his grades. They want to see, what does he say about place of birth? Now, those transcripts have disappeared. Nobody seems to be able to get them. Nobody. That's, again, super projection, right? But there's more. I have friends who have smart sons with great marks, great boards, great everything, and they can't get into Harvard. We don't know a thing about this guy. There are a lot of questions that are unanswered about our president. Obama. Look, he literally does not believe that black people could be smart enough to become staffers, lawyers, or and especially presidents, by the way. And again, this guy's a birther, and always, of course, uses low IQ, attacks against specifically black people. He's using it against Letitia James right now. By the way, also calling Letitia James a racist, which is ridiculous. But again, the guy was a birther. The insane conspiracy, of course, which claimed that then President Obama was a secret Muslim that was born in Kenya, that, was apparently somehow elevated and installed as president and therefore was illegitimate. Again, the conspiracy theories, they go way back. But at the same time, to show you the hypocrisy, he sealed his own college records away and refused to show them to anybody who was asking. In fact, back when Michael Cohen was his fixer, a reporter from The Guardian actually called him to ask about Trump releasing his records, since, of course, he did ask Obama to do the same. I just want to let you hear that answer.
And I'll tell you what, why don't you do this since you want to be so clever?
Yeah.
Why don't you turn around and say, if Mr. Trump releases all of his records to you,
yeah,
you will donate $5 million to the charity of his choice.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have $5 million.
I'm afraid then that you shouldn't be asking the same request then.
Well, do you not think Barack Obama has been scrutinized for the past 4 years?
I don't. And no, actually, Mr. Trump does not.
But, I mean, you said I can get the information on Mr. Trump from various books.
I'll tell you what we'll do for you is since you want records, do it under the same terms that Mr. Trump is. Make a donation to Mr. Trump's favorite charity.
Well, I mean, I could make a donation, but it's not going to be $5 million.
Okay, 500,000.
500,000. We don't quite make that much money in journalism. I mean, is the answer essentially no? I cannot have these because earlier you said if I provided my college records, Mr. Trump would provide his. Is that deal still on?
I'll take it up. I'll take it up with Mr. Trump. How's that?
Okay.
And by the way, while we're at it, I'd like to have all your authorizations under HIPAA for all your medical records as well.
Well, I mean, that's going a bit far.
Why?
It is really amazing how much of a dickhead Michael Cohen used to be. But again, he was Trump's fixer again, and so it's a pattern. It's a pattern. Being around all that toxicity really gets to your brain. But look, after Trump had moved into the White House after Obama, Trump told a visitor that he had to have the bathrooms remodeled. You understand what I'm talking about, he told the guest, who then interpreted it and told Haberman to mean that Trump did not want to use the same bathroom as his black predecessor. Although, maybe he just wanted a new toilet that was capable of flushing more documents.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
No, he's an old school racist. Which, again, is why a lot of MAGA loves him. They think the same way. They hate the same people that he hates. They think black people can never be as smart as them. And that policy-wise, that belief justifies starving those communities of funding, right? Of programs, denying them the opportunity for an education, or just plain out opportunity at all, as well as over-policing them. I mean, again, you heard all the stuff that he's talked about when it comes to black community. They're thugs, they're rapists, they're terrible people, they're all criminals, etc. And so, yeah, they've gotten themselves to believe that black people are genetically inferior, and therefore, well, if they're inferior, well, then no amount of money is ever going to help them. So why bother? It's just a waste. It's just a waste of money. That isn't, of course, unless they get into sports, then, as Laura Ingraham put it, they should shut up and dribble, because that's all they're good for. That's a right-wing position. Now, Donald Trump himself, he buys into that genetic stuff, since he's always talking about how has great genes, he's got the best genes, that's why he's so smart. So yeah, definitely old school, casual racist. And this is just another example of that.